Spend some time in meditation, get my mind right while y'all get here. So for those who see this video tomorrow, that's what I'm doing at the current. Have my thoughts, but I want to meditate, get my mind right once my audience arrives. But for those who do hear this message is entitled Chosen Ones. Something happened in the spirit realm today in your favor. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing well, man. Thanks for tapping in, Native Nation. I'm doing good. Thank you. Money Man, good to see you. It is warm today, so I won't be in this car for too long. I can't have on the AC because you would hear that throughout the entire live. So I'm going to be in here as long as I can take it. To be honest with you. As you all come in, hit that like button. I appreciate you all for spending some time with me. How was your guys' day going so far? Well, it's pretty much over now, 6 p.m. How was your day would be a better question. Somebody said here from the Bahamas. Man, I'm jealous. I wish I was there with you. Well, not with you, but I don't know who you are. I wish I was there. I put it that way. Somebody said my brother snuck alive in there. I'm gonna sneak him in, gang. Yo, big brother Iron, what's good? I'm good, man. New Jersey in the house, what's up? Good day in Carolinas. I bet it is. Philly in here, what's up? Okay, I got the Philly beard. I'm with you on the beard tip. I got the Philly beard on deck. Here from Vancouver, because Canada, what's up, man? Good to have you here, man. Peace from New Age Media. I hope this word is confirmation. I hope it is too for you, man. I hope so too. I mean, I want it to be there for you. I was literally watching your most recent video. I saw you are live. I'll catch the video later. Feed us, but I'm ready for you, man. That video I did, don't sleep on that video, man. That was a good one, man. Watch that one. You know what my observation has been, and of course the content is for my followers, it's not for me. I noticed the videos I think are really good don't always do that well. And the ones I think are okay just blow up. That was one I think was really done really well. A lot of thoughts, and it probably will get slept on. That's just the way it works when you're creating content. And the ones I think are okay, just, 500,000 views, you know what I mean? So you never know. Somebody says, I really appreciate your content, been helping me a lot. We need them all. That's true. That's true. Even if it's just one person, I agree with that. Somebody said, getting strong in Tennessee. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Somebody said, we need you. I appreciate that. We all need each other, So, this is important today, man. Chosen ones. Something happened in the spirit realm. I feel a spiritual shift. I've been talking about this for a year or two now. There is something happening in the spirit realm on your behalf right now. I'm going to speak that word for you in faith. Favor is coming your way. Okay, I want to speak life over you today. Okay, there's power of life and death in the tongue. Okay, so I want to take this time today to speak life over my audience. And this is not a fantasy talk. This is not me just saying something you want to hear to get views. I want to speak life over you. And the life is good things are coming your way. Okay, understand that. That doesn't mean everything you experience will be good. Hey, how you doing, baby? But what it means is that, it will work for your good. Let me say that real quick. I'm just going from the hip. All things are not good, but they will work out for your good. Are you listening to me? Somebody, if you're taking notes, this is a good one. Take notes on today, guys, ladies, men. All things may not be good. Let me park right there for a second. Let me just speak from my spirit. All things may not be good, but it will work for your good. Put that down. Write that down. You probably should get that one tattooed on you. You hear me? Put that one right on the side of your neck. You hear me? That's a neck tag for you. All things are not good, but it work for my good. You hear me? And don't put in no song. Don't take that and put in your song for me too. Don't be stealing my bars. All things aren't good, but they will work for your good. And so that's why I say something is shifting in your favor. Okay? Grace. Somebody says it may feel uncomfortable too. Yeah, sometimes it is uncomfortable. Growth is often uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. And And sometimes an uncomfortable 6 months will give you a solid 4 years. Let me drop that piece real quick. Sometimes an uncomfortable 6 months will give you a solid 4 to 6 years. You say, big bro, what are you talking about? I had a time in my life when it was very uncomfortable for about 6 months. I remember for a fact, I was in a new environment, new culture, moved to the suburbs for college. I'll be honest with you. And I was around the majority culture for the first time in my life on that level. And it was very difficult. It was a learning curve. And for the first 1 to like 4 months, maybe even 6, I thought about quitting often. And I'm so glad I didn't quit because I learned so much. I was able to grow, build character, develop. So your big brother knows from experience, sometimes uncomfortable situations are necessary for your true growth. Somebody says the toxic people are dropping around me. That's going to happen. I had a friend tell me this today, man. I'll tell you, boy, how the Most High works. I have a really good friend who has a coworker who had just been giving her the business for like, 6 months to a year, bullying her, trying to start stuff with her, trying to sabotage her work. That same woman quit today. Do you hear me? See, and guys, ladies, this is why you gotta be careful playing with the chosen ones. People, you sometimes play with people, you don't know who you're playing with. I know for a fact that this woman is a chosen one. And so her coworker was constantly bullying out of jealousy, out of knowing she was inferior. That's what that was all about, to be honest. And that same coworker threw in a towel today. Do you hear me? The Most High will fight your battles for you. This is what I know for a fact. So that's a word for some of you right now. You got coworkers who are giving you the business. They're trying to bully you. I'm going to say it for you because you can't say it. I'm going to say it for you. They're trying to bully you. They're trying to trick you out of your position. They're trying to trick you out of your bread. They're trying to trick you, out of your bag. And you're about 4 or 5 months away from getting a break. Keep on going. So that's for those of you right now who got a coworker who is getting on your nerves. I really appreciate the 120 people who are here. I really do appreciate you. Please do me a favor, gang. Hit the like button for me. The like button helps the message to be spread on YouTube. I want as many people to hear this as possible. And if you believe in my message and believe in this word, please help me out. That's free of charge. I'm not asking for any money. I'm asking you to hit your phone and just do this. I want to kind of like my own video. I can't do that. You know what I mean? So, somebody says betrayal from friends or loved ones has messed me up emotionally and mentally, but I feel that this cycle is ending. I can understand that. I'm not even gonna cap with you. I understand that. That can be very, what's a good word? I want to use the right word for this. It's very hurtful when you have someone who you love let you down. You know what I mean? And that can mess you up. I understand that. I'm not going to sit there and cap with you. I get that. Especially when you respect this person, you have love for these people, you think they got your back, and then they show you otherwise. That's very hurtful. Someone says, my former coworker made up a bunch of stuff about me and ultimately got me fired. But now I have a better job and better people to work with. Hang in there. God is good. You see what I'm saying? So you experience that too. Sometimes that person turning on you, sometimes the door closes in your face to give you a better opportunity. How many of you listening to this message today know that sometimes closed doors are blessings? Let me say that. I should have brought some water with me too. I don't know what I was thinking doing a live with no water. I was just thinking I want to get this word out. That's what I was thinking. To be honest, I had the word in my spirit. I said, I kind of need to talk. Let me talk to my audience. That's what I was thinking. I didn't plan this out good enough, to be honest. But, sometimes we have to. Somebody says, I don't pay any of that. I don't have that. Sometimes we have to be grateful for closed doors as well. Closed doors are often blessings in disguises. So when that man didn't want you, I'm going to talk to you now. That man didn't want you, thought you wanted, that was a blessing probably. That woman who didn't want you, that was a blessing. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove. So I'm going to do a little bit of moderating myself, guys. I'm not going to play with you. I'm going to go ahead and teach and moderate. Sometimes that closed door is a blessing. So see it for what it is and go forward to the next one. Now, let me give you a little information. I got some notes here today. I came prepared. Let me give you a bit of teaching on blessings and curses, right? One of my followers messaged me this week on Instagram. Says, "Big bro, I had a dream about you. You know, you were giving us a warning and telling us to get closer to the Most High." And I had another follower who had a dream about me as well. And so I believe those dreams are messages from the divine being, who I believe to be God. Some say higher power. I mean, I won't debate that, but you get the idea. And, you know, dreams and visions are a strong channel of information, communication between the divine and the human, right? God and people. So are numbers. So are messages like this. And so a lot of times dreams can be very useful in getting guidance to go forward in life. Now, I want to talk about this before I lose my train of thought. Blessings. The word blessed is used 600 times in the ancient scriptures. Curse is used 300 times. The truth is, most of the chosen ones are not familiar enough with both. Okay, let me say it again. Blessed is used 600 times in the scriptures. Curse is used 300 times. Both are vehicles of supernatural power. Okay, are we all together here? I want to see some comments. Are we where are we at with the information? So we got all that knowledge. 600 times, that's a lot. 600, 300, 900 references. So we have 900 references to, collectively speaking, blessings and curses. Both are vehicles. So right now, okay, I'm recording this live in my vehicle, right? Both of those are vehicles to some type of destination. And so a curse is often a vehicle to something bad, right? Loss. Curse can essentially be broken down into 7 aspects. Somebody says, "We're with you." Okay, let's go. Let's tap in. Okay, so let me get the signs this way. So you think of a curse, 7 ways of breaking that down, and then I'm gonna have 7 ways of breaking down a blessing. So when I say that something has shifted in your favor, we're talking about changing vehicles, right? I mean, leaving that broken down car that can barely get around the corner, right? We call them a beater, right? You hear me? Getting out of that beater, you hear me? And getting in that Bentley. You follow, you draw? Somebody says, "I'm following." Prince Swab said, "I'm following." We locked in, my boy. So we're getting out that beater. We're getting out that trap. You understand? And getting it to a vehicle that's going somewhere. That's what we're talking about today. So I'm a human. Somebody says, "I've been needing a new I need a new whip." I ain't mad at you, man. Me too. I wouldn't mind. Man, I'm content with what I got now. This is a good vehicle. It's fine. It does what it's supposed to do, you know. But, you know, in terms of, we're talking about supernaturally speaking. I know you know that. I know you're messing with me. I feel you. You know what I mean? But, you know, our life is a journey. And on this journey, we want to be in a vehicle that is going forward, not going backwards. So the vehicle that we refer to as curse, and for whatever reason that bothers people when you say that, I don't know why, because that's a very strong word. If you tell somebody to curse, I understand. I'm a human. That's alarming. So I get that. It's kind of alarming to say that, and it naturally makes you uncomfortable when someone says that. So I can understand that thoroughly. You know what I mean? It makes sense. You know what I mean? But it refers to humiliation, barrenness, sickness, poverty, defeat, helplessness, and defeated. You know, so when we are, you know what I mean, consistently experiencing defeat in an area of our lives, that is often a sign of a curse. You draw? Not saying it always is, but it's often an indicator that we are cursed in an area. Now that doesn't mean that you are a cursed person. I try to make that very clear. But it may mean that you are in that particular area. And as you break that and tap into the blessing, this leads to exaltation, aka promotion, aka a bigger bag, aka meeting new people, aka okay, going to a new city, making decisions to go forward in life. The message I did earlier today, I dropped that piece for you for a 20-minute video. Well done, by the way. Mind saying so myself. Well done. I talked about the vehicle of the mind. Let's break it down. I wanted to come on live, actually, to be honest with you, and break that down in a more deeper sense. Our mind, the brain we've been given by the Most High, that is a vehicle for either blessings or curses. This is where it's at, right here. Boom. This is where it's at. This is why it's referred to as your head. The head is a reference to heaven above. Okay, let me break this down. Your lower nature is a reference to being unalive, right? That's why it's called your root. And when a woman is trapped in their root chakra, and I know chakra makes some of you uncomfortable, I don't know why. It essentially means energy center, okay? That's not demonic. Let me educate you. Let me teach you something. It's my job to teach you, okay? But I've studied this. The ancient prophets, you think about the Hebrews, prophets like Elijah, they went to a school, or they were required to attend a school that is called the Mukaba, School of Mukaba. And they were essentially taught there energy work. They were taught spirituality, as well as the Torah in the ancient Hebrew scriptures. They were taught all of that. They had a very holistic, well-rounded view of life. And so when a man or woman is trapped in their lower self, we have multiple ways to do it through multiple cultures. I understand that, multiple ways of saying this. Some say root chakra, others say lower self, others say, from a biblical perspective, the old nature. It's all the same thing. So you have the old nature, the lower self, the root chakra. It's essentially the same thing. Okay, we don't have to debate the wording behind that, but the idea, I think, is something that is across the cultures all across the world. There is a lower self, and there is a higher self. And the way, or one of the best ways to get out of our lower self, is to gain control over our most potent energy. And I believe the man and woman, our most potent energy is our sexual energy. And when you bring this up, people get uncomfortable because, of course, this is natural. Brother, appreciate that. Your videos helped me get through some really tough times. May the good Lord continue to strengthen you, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that. You know, so, you know, based on what I talked about earlier today, with the higher self and lower self, when you gain control over your intimate energy, that is your brain power. And that is true for men as well as for women. When you gain control over your sacred energy, hold that thought 1 second. Okay, guys, I want you all, it's time to go to the house, okay? You gotta get work. It's time to go to the house, baby. I gotta work. I'll do it later. Okay, wait, okay? Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Well, that was a brief intermission. I had to get myself something to drink, and I had to take care of my children. Okay, I'm gonna apologize for that. Fatherhood is something I'm proud to be a part of, and you know, it is what it is. So, you know, since we're on that subject, never listen to any man that's take care of his children. Let me put that out there too, since we're talking about a spiritual shift. Don't listen to any man or woman who don't take their children seriously. Side point. But back in the context of this, here are some thoughts I had yesterday that I spent some time meditating on, and I think it will be helpful for you today. thought power, manifestation, wealth is all united. Somebody said, shout out to Dad Game. What's up, man? But you know, we locked in, brother. Shout out to all my fathers hearing this message. All my mothers as well. Shout out to all my fathers and mothers who hear this message. Thought power, wealth, manifestation is all connected. Okay? So the brain is the instrument for manifestation. You can escape, and I mentioned this earlier, you can escape the dualistic reality of the past and also the future by focusing on the present. Somebody said this is a mom. It's not being mom watching this at 1 a.m. while boys are sleeping and working on me. So I appreciate you, Kelly, for doing that. I appreciate and understand the sacrifices that so many mothers make. So shout out to all the mothers who hear this message as well. So we appreciate you for tuning in at 1 a.m. while dealing with your children. So I know all about that. So I appreciate you. So, you know, again, for men and women who are trying to manifest, when we, and I want this to be universal, this is not just for the men, it's not just for women. We all have sexual energy. When adult men and women are able to harness that energy, this helps us to store up spiritual power. This is referred to in the Hindu culture as ojas, right? Somebody said, thank you. Somebody got rid of the troll. That was me. I took care of that. I'm watching. I got to teach and moderate because, I mean, I'm doing both, guys. You know what I mean? And so when we do all of that, storing up the spiritual energy, according to the Hindu culture, ojas, it gives you what they refer to as brilliant power. And this is a teaching that is, you know, from Hindu, even with the ancient Hebrews. The ancient Hebrews believe this as well. This is why King Solomon says, for example, in Proverbs 31:3, give not thy strength to woman. So we see this as a teaching that is given from a biblical perspective, as well as the Hindu and Hebrews from biblical, the Hindu over in Indian culture. Various religions understood this truth, and that is energy. And the energy is given to you for creation. Let me say that. The energy is given to you for creation, clearly. So that is to, of course, to create a child, a boy or a girl, or to create something pertaining to your life, your purpose, your vision, to create a new song, to work on your business, to work on building something in the context of your community. The energy is given to us to build. And when we waste that energy, it leaves us in a deficit, and in that place, we can't manifest. I think that's pretty clear, right? So let me say it again for those who may have missed any of that. The energy is given to us by the Most High God to create. And that is either a child, and if that's not the purpose, is to create something in the world. To people who build homes, those who have a business, for ladies who want to, you know, build their business, whatever it may be. When we gain control in this area, this is something that will separate you from most of humanity. The truth is, most people right now, and this is not a judgment, this is just an obvious observation. Most people right now are trapped in their root chakra. And it's not a judgment, that's an observation based on what is being pushed. And it's so easy to do that because that's what's being pushed. This is what's being pushed on social media. If you go to any of the apps, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, that's what's being pushed. And that's by design, because what it does is it essentially puts people into mental bondage. And in that place of mental bondage, you can't go forward and manifest and be your best version of yourself. Any questions on that? I think it makes perfect sense to me. But anybody have any questions, let me know what you think about that. I thought I made that clear as possible, but I want you, this is a moment now, this is your moment, because I won't be here too much longer, to give your thoughts on that. Somebody just says, Lord, brother, you're on point. I mean, this is where my mind is at. Somebody says, can you please explain what the root chakra is? Something I missed. Okay, so in the ancient chakra system, right, which is a teaching from the East, it is essentially 7 energy points or centers in the human spirit. This is also taught in the Hebrew, the Testament of Reuben. And in the Testament of Reuben, which is a extra-canonical text, and I have my opinions about that now because some books are missing. And we know that the oldest book or version of the Bible is over in Ethiopia. That's another conversation all in itself, and I'm studying that now too as well. But that being said, in the Testament of Reuben, he refers to the 7 spirits of men given to him at his creation. And so the 7 spirits of man are also in direct alignment with the teaching of the 7 spirits of God in Revelation. So the root chakra will be an energy center, which is the root. And this is where we store our sexual energy, right? And that's there as a gift from God, right? To create. What is happening to most people is that they are wasting that as opposed to using it properly. And when you waste that, you lose yourself, you lose your ideas, you lose the ability you have to go forward and to essentially use your mind properly for the purpose of manifestation. That's what it means. So overindulgence in this area leads to aging. It leads to having less quality thoughts. This is why the book Think and Grow Rich is so important. The key is to think. Obviously, we have to work. But I have had experience in my life, I'll be honest with you, where I worked a lot. I was working sometimes jobs 10, 15 hours a day and was barely getting by. So it's not always about how hard you can work, though I am for hard work, by the way, and I recommend that. But at the same time, it's really about, really manifesting through our thoughts. And that comes through concentration. That comes through storing in your energy properly, right? This is where I'm trying to tie together now. We have to take what's given to us by God and utilize it the right way. And what happens to most men, most women, is that they waste their energy, and now they find themselves out here, going back to one of my other messages, they find themselves trapped in Egypt. You follow me? They find themselves trapped in that place of spiritual bondage where they're not experiencing freedom. I talked about that in the previous video. Go check that one out. Got about 8,000 views on it. I talked about the Most High calling his sons and daughters out of Egypt. And, when you're stuck there, this leads to depression. This leads to discouragement. This can lead to a loss of focus, a loss of vision. This keeps us in a cycle of depression, discontentment, loss of confidence, loss of hope in some cases, or weaker voice. This is what happens when we waste our energy. Presence is uncomfortable for other people. When your energy is off, it's uncomfortable for other people to be around you. And when your energy is good, this makes people want to be around you. So literally, and this is what it means to influence. You would be amazed. We got 200 people here. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button for those who are here. For the 200 people who are here, please hit the like button so this message can be spread across YouTube so more people can hear it. When your energy, you'll be amazed. This is what I was trying to say. You'll be amazed at how many people try to influence with bad energy. Let me say that again. You'll be surprised how many people want to be influencers and their energy is off. They don't have control over themselves. They don't meditate. They don't read enough. They don't pray. They basically just want to steal. And that's not the key to abundance. The key to abundance is through the process of growth. And so this is why I always challenge my audience to meditate. This is why I challenge you guys to read, to pray. This is why I challenge you to get into good physical shape. Why is that important? Because your body is the temple. This is the vehicle. So think about these vehicles, right? Blessings are a vehicle. Curses are a vehicle. Your body, the temple. This is a vehicle. Your mind is a vehicle. And I'm going to be honest, my Iron and Soul movement, has been all about using all of the above. I think you guys would agree with me on that one. I've been pretty consistent with that way of life. In other words, I don't believe we should just focus on one. I believe chosen ones should be not perfect, but solid from a physical perspective, spiritual, your heart, your mind, the spirit realm, as well as the natural, as well as, what's going on in the culture. It's not, you don't dishonor the Most High by being aware of what's going on and how to govern yourself in the midst of that. That's actually a way to honor the Most High. That's exactly what Daniel the prophet did. I'm amazed how many people believe in God and they think it's sinful to understand the culture we're in and to learn the language of the culture so that you can influence people. Daniel had to learn the language of the Babylonians. He had to embrace their names. He had to embrace certain aspects of their training. He was trained for 3 years. He learned all type of lessons. And some chosen ones are afraid to do that. And I don't understand that. In other words, and that was what my video was about earlier. That's why I want to get on live. Let me be honest with you. I'm going to tell truth, shame, devil. This is why I got on live. This is what I want to say, to be honest with you. I ain't going to say a lot to you. Just because you believe in God, let me say this. This is what I want to say. I'll spend 40 minutes talking, just 30 minutes talking just to say this. Just because you believe in God, in the Bible, that isn't the only book you should study. There is nothing wrong with being competent on a variety of topics as a chosen one. Let me put that out there. Okay, some of y'all think because you believe in God, you should read the Bible. That is so unintelligent. Okay, let me make that plain, because some of y'all, I'll read the comments too. I'm gonna just be honest. I read the comments, and some of y'all be taking shots at me. Oh man, you talk about this, and are you really a believer in the Most High? Are you a Christ follower? Let me tell you something. Let me get you straight today thoroughly. I don't have to quote the Bible in every sentence to prove something to you. Let me get that clear today. Okay, I don't have to do that. And matter of fact, to be honest, there was a time in my life when I did do that, and I know from experience that does not work. I don't have to prove anything to you. I don't have to quote the Bible every 5 seconds to prove I believe in God. That's not the way to influence people. You influence people by living right. That's how you influence people. Having real power. Having real knowledge. Somebody says, let's get them straight. Let's get them straight today. I'm tired of that. Come over here trying to challenge me and act like somehow I'm a phony or something, which is wild to me. And let me say this, and I'm gonna say this, gonna sound arrogant to some of y'all. You know how much Bible knowledge I got? I have literally committed hundreds of verses to memory. Gang, I can quote the Bible every live like this. I don't have to do that to garnish respect. I don't have to beat people over the head with the Bible to prove I am who I am. You draw? I study theology more than some of y'all to be talking about all the time. Some of y'all be talking about don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest, since we're talking about it. Okay, I studied it. I took classes in it. I know what I'm talking about. I don't have to do that to garnish respect. I try to garnish respect. I have garnished respect by being myself, by being genuine, by actually showing concern to people, trying to understand people. When I don't understand something, ask questions and study, even if I don't agree. You draw? That's what it means to be chosen. I don't have to agree with you to figure out, to try to understand you. You see what I'm saying? And hey, what's up, cuz? What you doing over here, man? Somebody said, look, cuz, I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? I don't have to do that. I don't have to get on here, man, and give you a sermon, basically. And I can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But I don't have to do that to be me. That's not what God wants me to do. He wants me to use my knowledge wisely. So what I know, I try to communicate it cautiously. You follow? I use it cautiously. I don't use the Bible to attack. I don't use it to beat people over here because it's the word of God. That's what it is. So if it's the word of God, I'm going to use it carefully. I'm not going to try to make you feel like you're just bad. Because this is what some people do. They use the Bible. I'm gonna bust them out now. They use the Bible to put themselves up here and to put you down here. And I'm not with that. I'm not with that, gang. I don't use the Bible for that reason. You know what I mean? And so let me put that out there, because I'm seeing some of you. Do you really believe God? And who are you? You're questioning me because I'm using a method you're not used to, because you're not humble enough to be me. It's that simple. You have a religious spirit. You have a pride in you that won't allow you to connect with the masses, and you're mad at me for being able to do that. That's what's happening here. So let's get that out there. Now that I've cleared the air with that, I've been wanting to say that, to be honest with you. A righteous man and a righteous woman. Somebody says people keep misunderstanding the thing. The repetition of scriptures doesn't validate a true relationship with God Almighty. Say that again. Repeating scriptures does not validate a true connection to God. Period. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Knowledge and practice, two different things. Okay? Two different things. Exactly. I'm more concerned with a person practicing than a person saying something out their mouth. Let's put that out there. So, a righteous man, a righteous woman, hard work, time, honesty. This is action, character, fear of God. Here's a big one. And guys, ladies, here is a number one sign. One of the signs. I don't know if I say number one, maybe that's an extreme, but here's one of the clearest signs of somebody who was not really from God, right? Here's a sign of a person who's not from God. There will always be an absence of divine love. Every time. They will quote, they will have facts, they will talk, but you will never experience or feel or be influenced by the love of God from these people. That's the one gift you cannot duplicate. You can duplicate knowledge. You can quote all you can talk till your face turn red. You hear me? So everybody, you can steal titles. You can do all of that. You cannot duplicate. You cannot fake love. That's one thing that comes from God. You can't fake that. And you can't fake power. Spiritual power and love can't be duplicated. Things to make you say, So, love is the true manifestation of God. Not talk, not points, love. Somebody says, I love that. The absence of divine love is truly a fool. Powerful. Somebody said, and if he should not love, they are not from God. You know what I mean? So that message is clear. But on track with the word for today. Something has shifted in your favor. A break has happened. You're doing something right. And you doing something right is why you are experiencing the pressure. I'm telling you what I know, chosen ones. When your break is coming, the pressure is so insane, it feels like your head's going to explode. Anybody ever been there? When that pressure increases, your break is there. You're at the door. So I feel this word in my spirit, and I want to communicate it to your spirit. Something has broken for you. There's been a shift. There has been conversations in the spirit realm about you. Some of you, new angels have been assigned. Let me put that out there. You know how they say new levels, new devils? You ever heard somebody say new levels, new devils? That is true, by the way. Let me drop this piece on you too real quick. This is some of y'all experiencing. New levels, new angelic protection. New levels also means new angelic protection. Let me drop that. Let me just drop that on you real quick. So some of you, you have some stronger angels on your side now. I won't give you that word. Some of you have some stronger angels on your side now. A lot of you are going to begin to have 2 to 5 dreams every night where you're getting specific instruction from God. He's going to give you ideas for your business. And this is why I tell you, ladies, men, to meditate. Because when you meditate, this is when you're able to tap into divine secrets. When you meditate, this is when you're able to get new ideas, information that will come to you no other way. And I want you to really be consistent with that. Let me say this also. Let me put this out here. Something is shifting for some of you. I'm trying to speak to different types of people. I'm trying to think about everybody that's following me. Some of you are experiencing a shift because you're fasting. You are fasting, and because you are fasting, you're experiencing breaks. Fasting brings miracles. Fasting will help heal your physical body. Fasting puts pressures on dark spirits. So someone being honest says, for me, it's been the bad websites. That's a problem for a lot of people. And if your problem is those websites, you need to go on a fast. Because there's something in your spirit. And I kind of mentioned already, if that's the problem, I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge you. You're honest enough to say that. And I'm not judging you for this. And so since you're honest enough to say that, my belief is that is an issue of the root chakra. And the only way to come out of that is to withdraw yourself from that completely. This is why the topic of retention for men is so powerful. It's referred to in the ancient texts as sexual alchemy. So when you're able to, I'm gonna hide a few users who are not mature enough for this content. When you're able to gain control in this area, this will give you the spiritual power, the creativity, and the wisdom you need to go forward. To answer that even clearer, how bad do you want it? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to manifest your goals? Do you have goals? Do you have talents? And when you do all of that, this will help you to go forward the right way. So fasting is a part of that. Fasting brings miracles. Fasting gives you that shift you need to go forward in life. Fasting is necessary to gain control. Somebody says, is intermittent fasting till sundown enough time? Yeah. Intermittent fasting every day is very powerful. Arms look big. How much do you lift? I lift. That's a very generic question. Not generic, I mean, kind of narrow question. Bench press, talking deadlifts, squats. I do full body workouts 4 to 5 times a week. And so I recommend that too. But to answer the question about fasting, yes, intermittent fasting can be very helpful with your spiritual journey. And so I definitely recommend that. The road to success is always under construction. Yeah, it's a process. The best time to plant a tree, 20 years ago. The second best time is to plant one today. And so growth, and this is something people don't understand, it takes time. And because it takes time, it's easier to get discouraged. It's easier to lose track of where you're going. Somebody says, I fast is very useful for the body and the mind. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I definitely agree with that. It's good for your mind as well as your spirit. You know, so I mean, fasting is something that's taught in pretty much every culture. Muslims, Hindus, Christianity. It's pretty much a universal understanding that this is something you should be doing. And so if you are not fasting, I definitely recommend it. So for those who are beginners, start off with once a month. Start once a month, fast to 4 p.m. And somebody says, do you still believe in God? Never have I not believed in God? So, yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure why you asked that question. So, when you do this, it will be difficult. It will be very challenging. And you're going to feel a temptation to quit. But if you can endure and be consistent with fasting, you will see those shifts. And this is a big part of spiritual warfare. Right? Spiritual warfare is very difficult. What is real will prosper. Yeah, definitely. For sure. In due time will be a better way of putting that. You will prosper in the right time. Because sometimes the real go through a season of testing before the break. Somebody said I had a dream I was truck driving last night and I was trying to escape. It got to me. What does that mean? I don't know, brother. That might be a warning. I don't know if that's the type of profession you're in. It could be a warning for you to check your vehicle a little more properly. It could be a warning for somebody you know who does do truck driving. So if you had that dream, man, that sounds like a warning dream. That's one that I would have definitely taken seriously. So if you had that dream, if you are driving trucks, maybe that's a warning to, and the sun came on when I said this, maybe that's a warning to pray more, to check your vehicle before you leave. Take that as a warning. I wouldn't say be fearful, but take it as a warning. My first day of fasting felt like that since the video you made. Discipline is essential to a healthy marriage. Absolutely. If you are married, you need to have sexual discipline. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. You're going to have some problems. Phil 831, man. I hope that helped you out, man. I don't know not sure what to say. But I hope that will help you. If you are doing that, take it as a warning to be a little more cautious, because that does happen. In fact, I've seen it happen before, and I don't want you to be fearful. But take that for what it is, and hopefully this can save your life, guys. And on that note, when you have a warning dream, take it serious. When you have a dream like that, write down the thoughts, pray about it, and seek out what is the best interpretation. Okay. I'm going to hide some people say come in. I'm not going to give them any attention. I'm just going to hide them. I apologize as the leader of this live for some of the ignorant comments you'll see. I have a lot of supporters who come over here who like my content, but for that reason also attract a lot of dark energy. And we know what the reason for that is. They're against the message I'm giving, and it's a message that's from God that will help many people. So I do apologize for that for my audience. So, ladies, men, I am out of time. I wanted to spend this time with you today on this live. I want you to also go back and to listen to the video I did earlier today. It's a very good video. I'm sure you get a lot out of that. I plan to go live more often. I thank you guys for coming in. God bless. Have a good rest of your day.